Hey everyone, how's it going today? It's Pete, and it is 10:25 on a Monday morning. And I don't know, guys. I was just sitting here thinking, and I don't know if I was just kind of, uh, how I've been doing the segment of my archives and pulling out knives that are 20 over 20 years old and all that stuff. Um, the one that I have here today, and I featured it before on my channel once before, I do believe, but I get a little emotional when I pull this knife out here. Um, it was given to me from my father. Um, Years and years and years ago. It's This knife is over 20 years old. He has probably given me this knife over 20 years ago. To make a long story short, and don't drawn out, and don't have this linger. He he he, uh, he knew back then I was always in the knives, and I mean, just like cheap. Always buying. I've always had him buy me cheap little knives every time we were out at. Back then there was Kmart's, and I always made it. Can I have this knife? Can I have this? I was always in the knives. So long story short, again, ba 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 ba. I was sitting. I remember exactly when this happened and how it happened. I was sitting in my bedroom on my bed, doing absolutely nothing, whatever I was doing at the time. Um, and he came home from work, and he came in the bedroom, and this was in the bag where he purchased it from, and it was in the packaging and all this, and he threw it on my, because my father was a kind of like a no frills guy, like always hardcore, and he loved me a lot, he loved me a lot. um, but when it came down to showing love and being affectionate, he was not the affectionate type. So anyway, he threw the bag on my bed. It says, here, Pete. Here, Pete, I got you something. I figured you might like this. And I said, oh, Dad. I said, thank you. Thanks, Dad. And I looked in the bag, and there that was. This beautiful, beautiful. I'll show you in a minute. It's a Camillus. It's a Camillus lockback. I kid you not, guys. This thing, at the time as a young boy, I really didn't like it. When I opened it, I didn't want to tell him that. But do you know why I didn't like it? Because it was so heavy. It was so heavy. And as a young boy, I was like, what am I going to do with this? I don't want this. I mean, this thing's junk. I don't want this big, heavy, big, huge knife. What am I going to do with it? So as time went on, I grew more and more fond of this piece of cutlery here as time went on. It's amazing. As I got older, I kept going back to it, and I was like looking at it. I was like, oh my God, this is really a great knife. So we were moving. We were doing a move, and at the time I was moving. So this knife got misplaced somewhere along the line with a lot of people in my home helping us move. And I knew where the knife was. I always had an eye on it, and it went missing. It went missing. Now, the first thing I did, everybody was in the house moving. The house was half empty, boxes everywhere being packed up. Um, the moving truck was out front, everything was being moved, and I went on a mad search. I was like, where is my knife? Where is that knife? The only person that really knew what it was my wife at my girlfriend at the time. Nobody else knew what it looked like. They were like, "What are you talking about? I don't even know what it looks like." But I said, "Everybody, stop! Stop doing what you're doing right now. Don't touch nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't put no more stuff in that truck." I will rip every one of these boxes open. I will rip every one of these boxes open and search every single one of you. And I don't mean to be rude, but this particular knife, yes, I said knife, is very important to me. And if it's not located, I'm just not going to let it go like that. Oh, well, I just lost it and that's it. No, we're finding that knife. We are finding that knife. Everybody went on a mad search looking for it. They kept on loading the truck, and they were like, if I come across it, I'll make sure I let you know. I said, no more boxes are going in the truck right now. I was very adamant about that. Everybody was mad at me, everything. So everybody went on this search looking for this knife. We were searching for this knife over an hour, everybody. I was hot. I didn't think I was going to find it. I was mad. I was like, oh my God. We found the knife. It was tucked underneath one of the drawers that we were taking out of bureau in my room, and it was underneath a pair of socks. I kid you not, it was underneath a pair of socks. I misplaced it myself. The knife was located, and here it is today. How many ever years later? I'm 47 now. My dad probably gave me this knife when I was 10, maybe 10 years old, 12 years old, something like that. And here it is today. And I cherish this knife with all my heart, guys. I get very emotional. This is my Camillus lockback Bowie. Look at the clip on it. It's built, you know how we say it's built like a tank? This thing is built like a tank. It has got some heft. It's got some weight to it. It's one of my favorite pieces of cutlery ever. I just cherish this thing. I don't really break it out all that often. It's just one of those things, guys. It's one of those, I just get caught up, mesmerized when it just brings back memories. I can't even really speak about it. But this is from my dad. And that's about it, really. It's just a Camillus knife. It says New York, USA on it. I don't know much about the knife. What can I tell you about the knife? I don't know much about it. It's got a number 4 on the back. I guess that means 4-inch blade. Fit and finish is like really, really good. It's got a super, super nice patina on the brass bolsters. The wood, I don't know what kind of wood this is, although I should preserve it more. It's just a stunning piece of cutlery. If anybody has any information on this piece and that could help me out, it'd be well appreciated, because I'd surely like to know a little bit more about this knife. So that's about it, guys. This is another one in my archives. And there's not really much more to be said about it. Besides the fact, if you could tell me a little bit more about it, I'd appreciate it. And it comes with a super, super high quality belt sheath. It says Genuine Leather USA on the back. And like I said, the sheath is just... Now, I did preserve this sheath. I have been putting stuff on this sheath every now and again. Oils and just to preserve this sheath. And it's just a high quality leather sheath. You could tell. It's really, really nice, man. You could tell when you got a nice piece of leather. Alright, guys, that's about it. I'm at the end. Please comment on this piece here, I'd really, really appreciate it if somebody could enlighten me a little bit more on that piece. Please leave me a comment, guys. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. And be safe out there. And I'll talk to you guys real soon on the next one. Take care, guys.